Coming up next on The Beat, we sit down with the new Chief of Police, Karl Durr, and find out more about him and his goals for the department. Plus, 2 city departments join together for a new safety program. Finally, we have updates on the new headquarters for MPD. Hi, and welcome to The Beat. I'm your host, Sergeant Kyle Evans. The MPD welcomed Karl Durr as the new Chief of Police in April. We sat down with Chief Durr to find out more about him, what he's seen so far as the head of Murfreesboro Police, and his goals for the department.
I began my law enforcement career at the age of 19. I was employed with the city of Boca Raton, Florida, and I served as a municipal officer for 3 years there. And then I went to Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. I was with them for 25 years. I did various job assignments from SWAT to undercover narcotics. From there, I was being mentored, and I really wanted to get back into municipal law enforcement. I wanted to be a chief of police was my goal, and so I realized I needed to get out of county law enforcement and get back into municipal policing. And that's how I found Eugene, Oregon. Then I became the assistant chief for the Eugene Police Department, and we knew that was a temporary home. We just didn't know where the chief opportunity would happen. And then when I saw the position for the Murfreesboro Police Chief's job, my wife and I discussed it, and Tennessee was always on our radar screen. In fact, I'd almost bought property here 17 years ago in Franklin. So when that job came open, I applied for it, and here I am. I think we have a wonderful staff. I look at from Chief Bowen, Chief Cook. I'm truly blessed to have some real critical thinkers and leadership there, and then all the way down to the officers that I guess if I had to explain it, that I have an agency that really cares about the community, and I see that they're passionate about their jobs, and truly in a difficult time in policing right now. One of the things that I stress, and I sat down and I talked to every officer for 15 minutes. My wife and children were still back in Oregon at the time, and I was making it available of every minute I could, working late at night, because I looked at my first 90 days were extremely critical to start creating those relationships, because I'm relationship based, because I don't think we get anything done, whether you're police, fire, or business, unless we have those relationships where we can have a dialogue and have a mutual understanding and working together. But I think the other thing that I practice, and this is something that I told every officer, I work for you. I am a servant leader. My job is to make their job better. Somebody once told me, one of my mentors said, as a chief, you need to wash more feet than have your feet washed. And so that's kind of the attitude that I bring out, and I want all my supervisors to work for the people, to make their job better. And I think sometimes it's easy to get lost and have that reversed. So that's kind of like my leadership philosophy. As far as individual programs, there's something I'm working on with the First Lady Haslam on a reading program that we're looking to jumpstart. We're going to have a kickoff on September 12th with that, and that'll be further announced, but we're looking at having officers go into schools and read with kids, because we found out that literacy is a key to success, and illiteracy is a key to failure, and we need to invest in our children. I set expectations for my officers that I want them to treat people with dignity and respect all the time. That's not only internally within the agency, but externally. The other thing that I told them is I want to be a model agency, not just in the state of Tennessee, but for the nation. And you say, what's a model agency? And that has a meaning of excellence. And so how do you define that? And I said, I want people to love working here. I want people to love to come work here. And I want the community to love the work that we do.
MPD has partnered with the city's Parks and Recreation Department on a program called Park Smart, which is aimed to keep you and your important items safe when you visit our parks and greenways.
In the past year or so, we had had some problems with car burglars in Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation parking areas, at trailheads and at community centers. So the leaders of Murfreesboro Parks and Rec reached out to the leaders of the Murfreesboro Police Department so that we could team up and try to deal with this issue. In going through the reports and the statistics from the car burglaries, we found that many of them were People leaving purses or briefcases or personal items in plain view in their vehicle, sometimes also leaving their vehicle keys in the vehicle and not locking their car doors. Through a roundtable meeting of different contributors, we decided that we needed to get the word out and educate the public on keeping up with their property so someone else didn't take their property. The best way to do that is to get the word out. So we came up with a slogan that we called Park Smart, and then we came up with a logo, which is our neat little owl that has Park Smart as part of his body. Overall, the response has been very positive. Melinda and I actually worked the special kids race back at the beginning of the spring, and she has a game that she set up for the kids to park smart and win a prize. And while the kids were playing, we talked to the adults and gave them little reminders like little key tags and things like that. And we had overwhelming majority of them said thank you for reminding them to lock their car and to remove their item.
And something else we want people to be aware of, it's something we want them to think about before they even get in the car, to leave their valuables at home. So it's not that they drive into a parking spot and then they hide their valuables. We want them to be aware of it before they get there.
The public is our eyes and ears. If you see someone lurking in a parking lot or checking door handles, give us a call. Our phone number is on all of the information. It's on the posters. So just call, and all you have to say is there's somebody suspicious in this parking lot. Our officers will come out and find out if they have a legitimate reason to be there or if they are trying to break into cars.
And we want people to think Park Smart, for it to become as automatic as putting on your seatbelt.
The Tennessee Law Enforcement Accreditation Program recently announced that it has granted re-accreditation status to the Murfreesboro Police Department. To achieve this, an agency submits to a process of enhancing the agency's professionalism and effectiveness, utilizing more than 160 law enforcement standards, and participate in a thorough on-site assessments. Standards include areas in organizational, operational, safety, and budget management practices. Murfreesboro Police, along with several city departments and numerous agencies throughout the community, recently participated in National Night Out. This annual event is a night against crime and gives citizens an opportunity to meet and talk to emergency responders. This year marked the first time the public square served as one of the sites. In addition to the square, this year's sites included SportsCom, Patterson Park, Greenhouse Ministries, and Spring Valley. The Murfreesboro Police Department would like to give a few shout-outs. Officers Sean Martin and Nicholas Sapp were recognized by a local citizen for their assistance in a traffic accident that occurred in July. Officer Christopher Pate was recognized by a couple of citizens. In one of those cases, he assisted helping someone with their vehicle. Officers Julie Treadway, Haley Alden, Walter Breithup, Angela Alexander, and Greta Ireland were recognized by Sergeant Keith Sanders for their quick response to a burglary on Windline Drive. It would result in the arrest of an individual on counts of burglary and sexual assault. Recruit Officer Brant Voss was recognized by a local citizen for helping his wife with a flat tire. And Officer Blake Troutman was acknowledged by a recent participant in the Citizens Police Academy for his positive attitude while interacting with individuals during a ride-along. Finally, there has been some major progress in MPD's new headquarters. A groundbreaking was held in June. A number of city, county, and state officials were all on hand, as well as former Murfreesboro Police Chiefs Bill Jones and Glenn Chrisman. Since the groundbreaking, the bricks around the building have been removed, leaving just the steel structure standing. Stay with the beat for more updates on the progress of our new headquarters. There are many great things going on every day at the Murfreesboro Police Department. Officers, detectives, and dispatchers work tirelessly to make our community safe. If you have questions about any of the services the Murfreesboro Police Department offer, please call us at 615-895-3874. Remember to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks for watching, and join us next time as The Beat goes on.
The beat goes on.